Hello and welcome to Your Voice is Magic, where we inspire you to unleash your voice, connect with your magic, and serve the world. I'm Elvira Hopper, and my beautiful co-host is...
Hi, I'm Rachel Wayte. I'm so delighted to be here. I'm smiling already.
This is going to be fun, Rachel.
It
I
is.
feel an amazing show.
So do
We're
I.
so happy to be on Skyward TV and Hopeful Radio and on several other platforms. We love that we are aligned with their mission to support mental wellness globally through the spiritual path. And we are excited because we're both sacred sound healers. First, we were professional musicians, and then we became sacred sound healers. So we are truly connected to the importance of our voice, both physical and literal. We need to speak our truth today more than ever. And right now, I don't know when you're going to be hearing this, but there's a lot of unrest in the world, up in Ukraine and Russia, and also in the Middle East. So we would like to bring you messages that can support you during this difficult time on the planet. There's a lot of global unrest, and we're getting smaller and smaller. And I believe that our voice is more and more important. Rachel, how do you feel about this?
Such an interesting topic, isn't it? And sometimes we can get very much drawn into the because there's so much going on, we can get very much drawn into the fear of it and what that means for our life. And I think sometimes that can create a lot of fear within us. And then that can also then sort of create a sort of level of fear in humanity as well. And I think sometimes if we can, because it's very hard to know what to do in these situations. How can we help? How can we help? What can we do? And I think sometimes if we can, maybe at these points focus inwards and go, actually, how can I begin to harness inner peace within me and go that way? And how can I begin to harness that? Because I think if you start showing up in terms of, if we all started trying to access that inner peace, then I think that would have such an amazing ripple effect in the world. So sometimes that's where I begin, where I feel like I'm a bit, in that sense, hopeless in this situation. There's not much I feel like I can do, but actually what I personally can do is I can feel into, so what can I do in my world to help create a shift of peace? And that can actually have a real big effect, or more than you think it can. Personally, it was what I feel.
Yeah, I love that, Rachel. It's so true, right? Peace within to have peace without.
Yes.
And we can, can you imagine if all of us on the planet were on a conscious path, we're on a healing path, and we would take care of our own soul, our own heart, our own soul, live our truth, right? Speak our truth, use our voice to speak our truth. Can you imagine if we could all do that from a space of love, what the world would look like?
Yeah, I'm getting tingles as you say that, because I think the world needs so much more love, doesn't it? The world needs it needs love, it needs compassion, it needs understanding, and I think the more of us that can begin to show up in that way, just the amount of I think it doesn't take that many of us to create this beautiful ripple effect of love and peace in the world. And I don't think we need to feel completely hopeless about this.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, because when enough of us have this way of being on a conscious path, doing this inner work consistently, persistently, and I think it's like something like only 5% of the world needs to do it, which isn't that many people.
No.
And then we can cause the tipping point, the ripple effect out into the world. And Rachel, I feel so privileged because we're doing this show that in support of that. And also we are bringing together the possibility of serving the 1% to understand what it's like to do the feeling and the healing and revealing who they truly are.
Yes.
Releasing their need for ego, validation and power and money and fame and control, but releasing that so that they can step with us over here. And so we can lock arms with them and resolve global issues like what's happening right now.
Yes. As you say that, I get goosebumps, because I think you're right. If it can start from the top down, in
Yes.
that sense, and the leaders, and I mean, it starts with you as well. But if we can get to a place where leaders are so much more conscious and compassionate, rather than
Yes. Yes.
from this place of fear, or from a place of ego, or from a place of I've got to win no matter what, fight, fight, fight,
Yeah.
then that's going to have such an amazing,
Yeah.
and then unfortunately, because the people who are affected by this are the innocent people, or the
Yeah.
people who don't want to be part.
Babies.
Yes,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
kinds of people who
Yeah.
who really don't have had no say as to whether they're part of this or not, really.
Yeah.
But I think if it can begin from that top level of conscious people being awake and conscious, and not, they're unfortunately, a lot of them are probably reacting from their traumas.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why
Mm,
the ego is there, because of
yeah.
the trauma.
Yes.
Trauma causes drama in
Yes.
lives and in the world. And right now, we're seeing a lot of drama on the planet
Mm,
that I believe is caused by people that are living unconsciously. They just want the land, they want the power, they want the control. And look what's happened,
mm,
like that whole area, the Gaza Strip is totally blown up. Like, honestly, like it breaks my heart. And I'm not a
mm.
political person, but I do
No.
want to speak to the humanity of it all. And yes, and I really, really, I could not feel more aligned with our mission, Rachel, at the highest level that we're doing with all these other amazing humans on the planet that
Yeah.
want to serve the 1%, that want to help them do their inner work, that want to help them heal, so we can reveal who they truly are, so they can reveal to themselves who they truly are.
Yes, because they don't know.
They don't even know. They
No.
don't know what they don't know. And so this is it. Like, I was listening to my audiobook today. It's actually really cool, very topical. 15 commitments of a conscious leader, or of conscious leadership. I forget who the authors are. There's 3 authors together. And these are people that go around the world and serve, like, very high level CEOs that are running big companies and helping them to become more conscious. They talk about their model is the black line. Either you're working under the line or over the line. So anyone that's a leader under the line is living unconsciously, from fear, from ego, trying to get control, trying to get power. And then the people that are above the line are open and curious, and wanting to collaborate and co-create. I'm sort of paraphrasing what I heard, but essentially it's what we're doing. We want to help conscious leader. We want to help leaders get more conscious. And it's not saying that once you're there all the time. It's about awareness of the fact that there is this line, and that sometimes we dip underneath that line. But our duty as leaders is to come above that line and say, no, I'm going to shift. I've been drifting. Now I'm going to shift. This is their language. It's really great. And so I can see them actually using our beautiful global retreat centers to serve at that level, because they're already doing that. And so I
Yes.
feel the more of us that get this, and the more of us that help them heal, right, through our beautiful modalities. Your modality is so beautiful. I have a few modalities. Well, I'm sure you have more than one. But anyway, the point is that we help these people at this level to really, really get it. We are going to influence the rest of the world. After they've gotten that shift, after they've transformed, they can put out one tweet,
Yes.
although I don't know if it's still called tweet, because Elon Musk took it over, but anyway, one X or whatever the heck it is. And they actually have, the support, the money they need to resolve a global issue.
Yes.
Like, can you
Wow.
imagine?
I feel it. Yes. It's
I
beautiful.
just love it. I just love it.
Yes. And just to talk on that topic, I was actually listening to a really an amazing podcast the other day, and it was actually Gabor Mate, and he was asking the host,
Love
Steve,
him.
what is your purpose? And the host was sort of saying, oh, well, I want to create this in my business. I want to have this. I want to have that. I want to have this. And it was all really purposeful stuff. And Gabor Mate said, but what if your purpose was to find inner peace?
Mm,
And
nice.
that's it. Because when you find that inner peace within you, then it's almost like how you show up turns out different. What you're meant to be doing becomes clear. You are turning up from a place of being in an alignment, authentic, in flow, and your life just becomes so much freer, so much easier. And I think you can then be a mirror to others to go, actually, you can do this too. You don't have to live in fear, in control, in discomfort, because a lot of, yes, discomfort, dis-ease, whatever it is, you can live in this most beautiful place of inner peace. And not only do you feel better, I imagine the people all around you will feel so much better. And then like we said, it can then have this amazing, so I wish we could all have this purpose, this mission of, maybe that's what we should put out there. Your mission and purpose is to find inner peace.
Oh, I love that. What a beautiful movement that would be, is right now, yeah, that is your purpose, is to find inner peace. Because like you said, and then it ripples out and it goes on and on. And yeah, imagine, all of us doing this inner work, but especially the 1% that we're locking arms with, right? Imagine all of us doing this inner work where we become conscious. We're above the line now, and we are starting to speak from our truth, our heart, our soul, from kindness, from a place of peace, not trying to control the situations, but just speaking our truth, using our voice, right? Our voice is magic.
Yes.
And using that voice for peace. And imagine how it will ripple out to serve the world. Like, I'm just blown away at the possibilities. And I don't think it's that far. Like, some people think it's a pipe dream, but John Lennon sang about it a long, long time ago, with a song, Imagine, and I know that, it was the beginning of these concepts, and maybe not even, maybe they had been addressed before that, but the hippies really wanted this, right? They really wanted peace, love, and understanding, and stop the wars and all that. Well, I almost feel like this is almost like a resurgence of like nouveau hippies. Like you and I are nouveau hippies, even though we don't really look like hippies. And we want to see this happen on the planet, right? And I have a feeling people who are watching us are probably nouveau hippies too.
Yes.
Where we do want to, gather, people like us, the light workers, the shadow workers, the healers, the coaches, the leaders of transformation, and let us affect change over here and here. Like, we're doing it on both levels, right? You're doing with your system on this level. I'm doing it on this level. We're looking to serve at this level together. And it's everybody's in collaboration and co-creation. Nobody's in competition. We are truly just allowing spirit to use all of us, to use our voice, to use our hearts, our souls. Name of my first jazz band, Heart and Soul. And we are, truly serving at the highest level. Like, oh, that just feels so good to me. How about you, Rachel?
It feels amazing. And when we're saying that your voice is magic, we really mean that. It can feel I think it can be very difficult sometimes to feel like your voice matters, that you have a voice, that what you say matters. And we can often be scared of what people might think if we say what's on our mind, when we speak our truth. And I want you to know, anyone who's listening, I want you to know that actually there's something within you. You have a voice. You have something to share. You have something to give. You have, and not to fear letting that out. I think a lot of people do fear letting that out. I'm just feeling a lot of energy going at the moment around helping people to. I think we can put a lot of barriers around our voice, because we don't want to be judged. We don't want to be laughed at. We don't want to be told we're not good enough. We don't want to be told that we're a failure. So we can wrap a lot of protection around our voice, around our truth, and around what we want to say, because we shrink back, and we're scared of the judgment. So from a listener's point of perspective, let's just invite you and encourage them to start sort of releasing the doubt and the worries and the what people might think and what they might say, and invite people to trust their voice and trust what's coming up, and trust what they want to say and what they want to share.
Oh, so beautifully said. Oh my God, what a gorgeous channeling right there. Yeah, yeah. And that's what we want to do on this show, is inspire you to see that your voice is magic, speaking your truth, not being afraid of the judgment, or feeling that fear maybe, and just going anyway, and having the courage to speak your truth. Like think about a relationship, right? If you weren't speaking your truth in a relationship, how would it be?
Oh, it's difficult. Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
And even if it's really yucky stuff that you have to say, it needs to be said.
Yes.
I'm going to speak for myself. My husband and I, our marriage was a shit show for most of it, because I lived out of alignment from ego for most of it. It wasn't until my breakdown at the end of my corporate career that led to the breakthrough and me, my spiritual awakening, becoming conscious, that my marriage today is heaven on earth, because I've done the inner work. And so, but those years that it was really rough, how did we get back to a place where we are now? Was having really difficult situations.
Yes.
Speaking our truth to each other, and
Yes.
holding space for that truth, even though it was uncomfortable as fuck. Like seriously, like
Yes.
it was hard, right? Our marriage survived the virtually unsurvivable. I thought our marriage was over 3 different times because my ego nearly killed our marriage. But what should have killed our marriage should actually brought us closer together.
Yes.
Because we were meant to stay together. We're meant to do this beautiful global project that we talked about, these amazing retreat centers. My husband's a hotelier, builds and runs hotels. I was meant to stay with him, and I'm the transformation person in the front lines, gathering all the amazing people like you so that we can serve at the highest level. And yeah, and I just remember those days, Rachel, like I swear I wanted to die in some of those conversations. I really wanted to die because I was so ashamed of what I had done in our marriage. And I just remember thinking like I just want out. It's so easy to this is why marriages fall apart. It's so easy to want out. But if you have the courage to speak your truth and say, this is what happened, this is what was going on for me, this is what I was feeling, and and have a good cry, or have a, go back and forth, and you can raise your voice, right? But speak your truth. Don't hide it, because when people hide it, that's when a lot of marriages can split up. It's like, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to leave,
Yes.
So I don't know. Do you relate to any of that?
Absolutely. I was relating to a lot of what you were saying, and some of the most uncomfortable moments in marriage. I'm married as well. Are those most difficult conversations where you can feel like you're sort of like at war with each other, can't you? And I think at those moments, because I think at those points, what happens is both your egos come alive, or sometimes you call it the pain body comes alive, and nobody wants to back down at that point. So I'm not going to lose this. I'm not going to lose it. The other person doesn't want to lose it, and that's when the ego is like really alive at that point. And I think if you can, it only takes one of you to have that courage to go, it's okay. Give that person space to know that you're not being attacked.
Yeah.
You can feel like you're being attacked. Just take a step back from that and go and just give it some space. Hold space for what the person has to share, and know that you can share what you want to share. And it can get uncomfortable, but some of the most, because a lot of people avoid conflict, they don't, especially women, avoid the conflict. They avoid it, they avoid it, they avoid it, and then there's just sort of this holding on, and there's an explosion at some point, because at some point it's going to come out. But there's also, but then what happens if they avoid the conflict? Otherwise, then they just hold on to the frustration and the anger and the resentment, and that eats you up inside. And I think that can be. That's not healthy either.
No.
But just to know that it doesn't have to be, I've got to win this situation. It's let's meet the other person where they are at, and have a difficult conversation. It might be a difficult conversation, but I have to say, some of the most beautiful breakthroughs, like you said, the most beautiful breakthroughs have happened when there's been conflict, and we've worked through that conflict, and out of it we have grown.
Yes.
and understood each other on a much deeper level because of some uncomfortable moments that we've had.
Mm,
And they have become easier. We still have them, but you know
yeah.
what? They've become easier and easier. We've learned to understand
Yeah.
that we're not here to attack each other.
No.
We don't hate each other. You know, we actually really love each other. And sometimes you've got to, it's good to remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I think the more, we can have peace in our relationships, especially marriages, right?
Mm,
That's when, I mean, if you can't have peace in a marriage, how can you have world peace, right? So
yes.
our work is to do that inner work so that we can have those conscious conversations, so we can use our voice, which is magic, to share our truth. And then as we have, peace within our families, our marriages, then that's when the peace overflows into the world.
Yes, absolutely. And just as you were sharing that, I was feeling like also, a lot of people feel like it's got that everyone has to do the work, but actually the harmony and peace within your world, within your family, can begin with you looking inwards and not waiting. A lot of people feel like they're waiting for their partner to change, or they're waiting for
Yeah.
someone else to change. They're waiting,
No.
and it's, oh, they've got to do this in order for me to feel better, and that's you're losing all your control and all your own power by handing that over to waiting for someone else.
Yes.
It can
Yes.
all begin with you,
Yes.
and that's what's so powerful about this. You're
Mm.
not you're the one who is in control of this, and
Yeah.
that's what's so magical about it.
Oh, I love it. And I just got this download, peace begins with me. When I'm
Yes.
able to be fully myself, when I can speak my truth, when we can bring together, the relationship in the next level of greatness, because we had the courage to speak our truth, to not be an ego, but to be in our higher self that just wants a solution, as I like to say,
Yes.
SOUL.
Yes.
And that's when, it's going to have a ripple effect out into the world. So,
Yes.
oh my God, Rachel, this conversation is just so divine. I'm just getting chills, and I'm so grateful that you and I get to do this together. You have no idea how beautiful this is in my heart to be able to do this with you, Rachel. We have so much support, and I won't mention her name right now, but somebody that actually wants to do our business relationship astrological reading, because she
Yes.
really believes in what we're doing, and she adores you. She's been a fan, and I just feel like we're getting this support because what we do together is 1 + 1 is not 2,
Yeah.
it's 11, because
Absolutely.
we are using our voice to help humanity heal. Our planet has gotten very small. Now
Mm.
that this is global, this shows all over the world. We get to help humanity to heal by um, doing that inner work, healing their voice that never felt good enough to speak up or to sing, for that matter. We're going to be bringing people onto our show that feel stuck in their singing because they don't feel good enough, right? You were told you weren't good, or you
Yeah.
believed you weren't good enough. I believed
Absolutely.
I wasn't good enough, right? Ego used to run our show as musicians, but now we're like released, and now we're using our voice to help people heal. And it is the best feeling in the world because it's effortless. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah. I was just thinking that it's just because it's who we are.
Yeah.
We now know the truth of who we are, and we're always uncovering more. But
Yeah.
I could not have imagined that 15 years ago you'd have told me that I'd be sitting here in the UK having a conversation with you, Elvira, in Canada, in a show that's going global, using my voice to heal humanity. I'd have looked at you and gone, what are you talking about? But but
And yet here we are.
here I am, because at some point I realized that I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't happy. I wasn't in
Mm,
alignment. I didn't really know I wasn't in alignment at the time. I just
yeah.
didn't feel myself. I didn't feel happy. I wasn't comfortable. I was quite depressed, I would say.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just
Same.
knew I had to go on a journey of, okay, let's reveal, let's go through this. Let's do the, I don't need to feel like it work, and in the sense that it's difficult, but let's go inward and see what is within me that's making me feel like this. And when you clear that, when you release that, your world opens up, and your power opens up, your strength opens up, your vision opens up, everything opens up, because you're just unpeeling all this stuff that's not you. And then you suddenly, there you are. Oh, here I am. This is me. Oh, I didn't know I was meant to be doing this, and it feels natural.
It is. It's effortless. That's how I describe it. And so how grateful, Rachel, can we be for those, let's call it shit show years as musicians, because it led us to this beautiful path we're on right now.
Yes.
How grateful am I that I used to sing from a place of ego and needing outer validation, like I needed oxygen, and never feeling good enough, because if you didn't tell me I was fabulous, I thought I was a total failure, right? Yes. And now it's like, I don't really give a shit what you think of my voice. There's the door. Don't let it hit you in the ass. But, but I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to do it real, not perfect necessarily.
No.
But the fact is, I'm doing what I'm meant to do. And I feel that if all artists, well, anybody really, but especially artists, can see that their gift is not about them, their gift is about their service on the planet.
Yes.
And if they operate less in ego and more in their aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed self, their soul, their heart and soul, that's when magic and miracles are gonna find them.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say that's when the magic happens, because they're just able to fully express who they are, and there's nothing that holds them back. I know we probably need to wrap this up shortly, but I can remember when I was performing, and the one time when I took myself out of ego, God, did my voice just come out how it was meant to. But
right.
I only managed it once. Now I can manage it all the time, but then I managed all the time, and it felt absolutely different, so different.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. That's so beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah. People tell me all the time, Elvira, you sound totally different today than before your breakdown. And
yes.
I'm like, I get it. I get it. So Rachel, now I'd love you to bless us with a channeling, a blessing, whatever you want to share. And then I'm going to take my instruments and bless everyone with sound and close up our show for today. Thank you so much. This has been a brilliant conversation.
I've loved it.
Take it away, Rachel.
Thank you. And I feel like we just need to help people access a little bit of inner peace right now. So that's what I feel like I'm going to help you do. There may be a bit of singing through this, so just bear with me. So what I invite you to do, I will close down around my own eyes, is just close down around your eyes. And just feel your breath as it comes in through your nose and out through your mouth. And connect to that heart space inside of you, that your soul, as I like to describe it, your heart space. And I want you to just breathe into that part of you, into your heart. Breathe out. And anything that's bothering you right now, any worries, any concerns, any thoughts, any fear, I want you to just breathe that out on the out breath. Just breathe that out, breathe that out, breathe that out, breathe that out. And just know that all is well. That all is well in your inner world. Breathing in peace now. Breathing in a sense of peace into your whole being, into your whole body. Just imagine that you're being surrounded in the most peaceful, loving energy. You're being enveloped in peace right now. And you may even wish to just open up your hands and invite peace into your life. Invite it into your being, into your world, into your life. And just know that I am peace. 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 I am surrounded in peace. My body is at peace. My mind is at peace. My relationships are at peace. My soul is at peace. I am peace. I am peace and I am love. I am peace and I am love. Just feel that sense of peace within you. And what I invite you to do right now, as you're feeling that sense of peace, is just imagine sending that peace out into the world now. You're breathing in peace into your being, into your body, and you are sending it out. You're sending it out into the world. You're sending it into your home, into your families, into your relationships, and you're sending it out into the world. So whenever you feel a little stuck as to how can I help, what can I do, get yourself into this place of feeling peace within you, harmony within inside of you, and then breathe that peace out, send that peace out, and just know that you can have such a beautiful, amazing ripple effect in the world when you are connected to your peace and when you send that out to wherever you are going, or to whatever situation you want to send it to. Just let peace flow out of you, flow in and flow out. And I'm just going to allow you just to end this for Elvira with some beautiful sounds to help people really to connect with that inner peace and to feel like we are sending that peace out into the world, wherever it needs to go.
Thank you, Rachel. May peace be who you are. May peace be who you truly are. And may your peace serve the world. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you, Great Spirit, for this beautiful conversation today. May all who have witnessed it be blessed to their highest and best. And we shall see you on another episode of Your Voice is Magic.
Thank you.
And thank you. And please reach out to Rachel or myself. After the show, you'll see our information so that you can reach out if we can support any one of you or someone you love. Don't hesitate to reach out. And we thank you. We thank you. We thank you.
Thank you.